How's everybody doing? Give people a couple minutes to get on. Uh, I kind of usually like to start stuff right on time, but um, not sure how many people will get on this live stream. I'm hoping the audio quality is decent. I've got a little external mic hooked up, um, but yeah, nonetheless, it's my first one, guys. Welcome, and give a couple minutes to let a couple people, if for some reason, if they're going to trickle in, they're going to trickle in. But Um, yeah, kind of going to talk a little bit different topic than I normally do. We're not talking jujitsu. A little bit about jujitsu. We're not talking self defense. Um, we're kind of going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about a little bit about mental health. There's been some stuff going on in my inner circle that I kind of want to talk about. It's nothing really with me or my immediate family, but it's just something that I do want to discuss. So let's see. Activate my chat real quick. I guess it's my first time doing live, so I'm not sure how to really work on this, but nonetheless, we'll figure it out. We will figure this out. So, screw it. We'll go ahead. Um, so, what brought this video up, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the lockdown. Um, there just seems to be a bunch of stuff going on, but there seems to be floating around, especially that I've seen personally, some type there's a spirit of depression and loneliness. I've experienced it myself. I have seen it firsthand, and it has reared its ugly head. So, like I said, I was talking with my buddy Scott right after workout today, noon jujitsu class, and he brought up a good point. I kind of told him the same thing. I said, "Man, there seems to be just some evil. There's something going on in society or whatnot." And he threw out the idea. He's like, "Man, emotionally, we can only take so much." And this has been a crazy year. It's really not really getting any better. And so I think emotionally, spiritually, mentally, I think us as a society, we're drained. We're almost at the tipping point, and it's kind of one of the things that I want to talk about. So just recently, we had a teammate that took his life, um, and it has hit my inner circle pretty hard. He was I'm not going to give his name or anything like that, but he was very, very well respected. He had been training for years, and you would not have thought any different that what this guy was going through. I actually saw him 2 weeks ago. I remember we had an open mat right after the freeze, and I remember talking with one fellow purple belt on the mat and seeing this guy over there. So you and nothing uh, could necessarily tell or he didn't emit or display any type of uh, um, you know negative vibes or anything like that. So it's crazy. Yeah, I saw the guy 2 weeks ago, and um, like I said, I didn't know him that well personally, but it has affected a lot of my teammates did know him very, very well, and so because of that, I'm kind of seeing how that's affected our community, and it kind of brings me back, and it reminds me. We talk about this in uh, our class when we discuss like ego and kind of dealing with people, dealing with violent offenders. Guys, you don't know what somebody is going through at any point in time. You don't know what their mental state is. You don't know what kind of day they're having. Um, you know, there's just going to be so much going on that we are unaware of, and we kind of take for granted that, um, you know, kind of life as it is. It reminds me back in high school, um, I was a sophomore, and we were practicing for our first, our team had just made the playoffs for the first time in years. Um, I was playing tight end, and all throughout that week of practice, getting prepped for our playoff game, the defensive end on the scout team that was giving me the look that of the team that we were going to play. I remember his name, Roger Lowe. To this day, I won't forget it. That entire week, Roger was lined up on the other side of me, giving me a look of what the defense was going to be like. And I remember Thursday evening, practice was done. We go into the locker room, change, go home. And I remember showing up the next day, and two of my buddies, or two of my teammates that were real good friends with Roger. I remember Mike and Rodney, they were crying. And come to find out, sometime that night, um, Roger ended up taking his life. And um, it's kind of one of those things where you think, I couldn't tell, during practice or whatnot. I had no idea what he was going through, and it makes you think: is there something I could have said? Is there something I could have done differently? Is there anything that I could have done to possibly change, cheer that person up, change the outcome of it? Could I have said something differently? Could I have, talked to him a little bit more? And it's kind of the same things that we think about when tragic events like that happen. And it brings me to this next point. It's like, guys, we are not meant to go through life alone. We're not. We've been, regardless of your religious beliefs, God has given man. He has given us women as a companion. Women, He has given you men as a companion. He has given us friends that we can rely on. And so, we're not meant to go through life alone. We're meant to go through it as a community, as a family, with fellow people in your circle. It's meant to be a team effort, because you need, especially those of you who have kids, or have had kids, the term "it takes a village to raise a child." It does. I mean, we rely on friends all the time for help with our kids, and vice versa. So, thinking that you can do this alone, nah, man, you need a support system. You need family. You need people that you can rely on. You need your support group. And so, going back to what I was talking with Scott earlier today, and what's crazy is, so I grew up in the church. I grew up in the Baptist church, but I don't know what it is. The friendships that I have in jujitsu, the friendships that I have with my teammates, that's what the church should be, and it isn't. Um, those are, if something major, or if I'm going through some type of personal issue or not, or whatnot, the guys that I train with on a daily basis, those are the guys that I'm calling up. I remember, I give credit to my business partner Matt. A couple months ago, Matt had he just called me up out of the blue. We hadn't talked in a couple weeks. It was kind of, I think, over Christmas or whatnot. We didn't have any classes going on, but he called me up and just checking on me. He's like, "Hey man, I hadn't talked to you in a while. I just kind of sensed something's up," and I was kind of feeling down at that moment. So having that support system, having that group of people to call, to check on. I remember I've had, just in the last few months, a couple of friends that have gone through separations and divorces, and sending them a text message: "Hey man, I'm here for you. I need you if you need me. Let's go hang out or whatnot." So you need that support system. But for some reason, the gym, my jujitsu community, my teammates, they provide that community for me, in addition to my wife and whatnot. But if I need something, regardless of what it is, I'm typically going to my friends at the gym. And like I said, um, I wish that's what the church would be. I wish that's what the church was. It's what it's supposed to be. Um, but in my opinion, it's not. We don't form those bonds and relationships. And so uh, another thing too, and I meant to kind of talk about this or expound upon it at the beginning. Um, so talking about our teammate that took his life. Just me personally, I've had a couple down days the last few weeks. Just haven't felt like doing a dang thing. Just wanted to stay at home and you know do a whole lot of nothing. My wife has kind of she's kind of been in a funk for the last for a couple days as well. We've had some good friends, some good neighbors had that have been kind of going through the same thing. So there's, like I said, there's some type of spirit of loneliness, spirit of depression. Something is going on, and we cannot tackle this alone. We need to rely on our friends and our family and our support group. And then also, we're going to talk about, like I said, most of the guys that I'm friends with. Like I said, at the gym, those are some of my best friends. The guys that we go shoot out at the range. Um, they're manly men. They are. They're alphas. They like to get stuff done. They like to work. They like to get after it. They like to get better. They like to improve. And that's just who I've surrounded myself with. I've surrounded myself with people who share the same mindset that I have, the same goals, family men, but also guys who want to become skilled, guys who want to become, fit, healthy. And so, with amongst that group, there's also kind of a stigma, like you're not supposed to talk about any problems that you have coming up. You're not supposed to talk about any issues that you're dealing with because it's not manly. It's not cool. And I'm guilty of this just as anybody else. And a lot of times, like if a guy talks about he's going through something or he's dealing with something emotionally or mentally or whatnot, a lot of times just as other guys, telling that guy, telling that other person, we don't necessarily know what he's going through, but hey man, just suck it up, be a man, don't stop being a sissy, stop talking about your feelings. And I think especially right now, we kind of need as men within our inner circles, we need to stop doing that. I think if we need to get to the point to where we have a good enough relationship with our other friends, with our support system, our community, to where if something is going on, um, you should have the comfort and um, uh, you know, the 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 knowledge or the understanding that that person is going to have basically he's not going to tell anybody about your problems, but we need to get to the point to where like if we're dealing with something, man, tell somebody. There's nothing, you know uh, there's nothing good that can come out of keeping everything, keeping everything to yourself, trying to deal with everything yourself, keeping your hurt, your anger, keeping all that stuff bundled up inside, because at some point in time it's going to come out. And if you don't slowly release that by talking to your friends and telling people what's going on and being honest with your support system, like I said, growing up in church, we used to call those accountability partners. Um, but yeah, we need to have those relationships. We need to have that confidence in our friends to basically come out and tell them what's on our mind, tell them what we're going through, and they will understand and they will help you and support you in any way possible. So um, yeah, so like I said, guys, it's typically not manly for men to talk about their problems, men to talk about their issues, but we need to kind of let that guard down and kind of start opening up with each other and have better relationships, and it will just continue to it will benefit it will be both beneficial for you and your friend, your family, your neighbor, whoever that support system is. you will grow in y'all's relationship together. So and then on the flip side, I like I said, and I'll give y'all a perfect example. Um, we need to have friends on the other side that can kind of sense if they're friends, teammates, or whatnot, if they're going through something, um, sense that something's off, sense that something's wrong. Kind of see that, hey, something's not right with this person. Let me check in on them. Perfect example. So going back several years, I had, I think, a couple stripes, 3 stripes on my white belt, and I did my first IBJJF tournament, and I've worked my ass off for it. I trained for it. I'd been training for about a year and a half at that point in time, and in my mind, I thought I was going to go into that match or into that tournament and dominate my entire bracket, win gold, get promoted to a get my blue belt on the podium, and the exact opposite happened. The guy that I got paired up with was just out athleted me. Those of you who train jiu-jitsu, when you go to those tournaments, especially at white belt, it's not necessarily the techniques that you use. A lot of times it's who has, um, you know, who's more of an athlete, who's stronger. Um, your technique really doesn't start to kind of come into play until you're right almost at your blue belt, and then from blue belt on. But yeah, this guy just completely destroyed me, kicked my ass. Guy was 6'3", 240 pounds. He was a basketball player in high school, and just completely destroyed me. And I remember after that tournament, and then me, like, I'm 6'1", I'm about 230. So I remember after that tournament, that next day, that tournament was on a Sunday. That next day, that Monday, I go to class, and I'm so down. I'm so depressed because I did not accomplish my goal. Uh, I did not do what I came there to do. I remember that class, that noon class that I went to the day after. I was so down and so nonchalant when I was rolling with other people that I almost got myself hurt. Um, Luckily, though, talking about sensing other people's, um, what state of mind they're in or what they're going through. My buddy Mike Evans, and no, not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers guy, Mike Evans, who trains with us. Great guy. Mike called me out of the blue. I don't know um, what made him think to call me, but he called me up out of the blue. I think maybe that Monday night or sometime that week, and basically said, "Hey man, what's going on?" And we had a long conversation. Told him what happened, and so it was great getting that off my chest, talking to him, explaining what I was dealing with, and he completely understand. And so that helped me get through that. I know that's trivial. Losing a tournament is completely trivial to some of the stuff you guys might be going through, or some of the things your friends or family might be going through. But um, that's just an example of having that wherewithal, almost like having that gut feeling, that sixth sense to uh, check up on your friends, check up on your family. Your support system's there for a reason. You're there to build each other up, take care of each other. And so Mike, at that point in time, he was there. Like I said, he had no clue what was going on, but he reached out and was just a great person to talk to. So that was great. And like I said, there's I don't know if I'd mentioned this yet, but there's last couple months I've had a bunch of friends that have had going through marital issues, other personal stuff, and sending them a text, "Hey man, checking up on you. I love you. If you need anything, call me. Don't hesitate to reach out if I can do anything for you." So I think that's what we need to do as men. If you don't have that support system, if you don't have that community, if you don't have that tribe, man, go find it. Go find it at a church. Go find it at a jujitsu gym. Um, like I said, that's where my friends are at. Those are the guys that I lean on, the guys that I want to be around, the people that I want to surround myself with. So first, you need to get yourself a community. Set yourself up with a group of like-minded people so that you can you can edify each other. You can build each other up. You can support each other. You can be there when other people are having bad days. So yeah, you need to check up on your community, and then you also need to let that guard down. If you are having an issue, if you are dealing with something, man, reach out to somebody who can help you, because you're not going through this alone. You're not the only one who's going through issues. I know that's kind of a lot of times that's what we think, is we might be the only ones going through something, and that's not the case. Everybody deals with loneliness, deals with depression in some sort of way. And so the more that I think we can get that out and talk about it, be open about it with our community and our friends, the better. So yeah, guys, let your guard down. If you're dealing with something, reach out to somebody. There are people out there that love you. If you don't know me personally, you do have people that care for you, that love you. If you, if we train at the gym, if you're watching this, and one of my personal friends, man, we train jiu-jitsu together. We shoot together. You're my brother. You're my sister. If there's anything I can do to help you, I'm there for you. But yeah, just a video I wanted to do. There's been some stuff that's been going on, especially with what happened with our teammate, and then kind of what I've seen just going around. We need to stop hiding behind some mask or some identity. We need to be open to our friends and our family, our community, so that we can heal, we can get better, we can come out stronger. Let somebody else help carry the burden. You don't have to carry that yourself. There are other people out there who are willing to help, who are willing to carry the load, and share in your pain. And then also when times are good, they're going to share in your joy and your success. So anyway, guys, if you don't have that community, go find it. Church is a great option. Where I found it the most is guys at the gym. So that might be your CrossFit gym, that might be your karate gym, whatever you go to. But you need to find that support system. You need to find that group of friends. You need to find those teammates, those people who share the same values as you, the same things motivate you. You're on the same path in life. You're on the same mission. You have the same goals. Surround yourself with those people. That way you can be mutually beneficial to each other. But anyway, yeah, a little bit different video, guys. If you're going through something, reach out to somebody. There are people out there who love you and care for you. The best, I saw somebody post this. I had a friend post this on social media, and I think this is a good description. Some people handle this differently, but this kind of sums up my belief. When you decide to take your own life, the pain doesn't go away. You're just passing it on to somebody else. So I would agree with that. I think if you're dealing with something, find somebody to help, because find somebody to help that pain go away. But because if not, if you choose to take that path, you are hurting those around you more than you could ever think. But anyway, yeah, it's there's some stuff going on right now. But guys, be strong. Go find yourself that community. Go find yourself that support system, those friends. Reach out to somebody. Be safe, be smart, be skilled, guys. Catch you on the next video.